Welcome, friend. Welcome to Morrowind.
Welcome, friend. Welcome back to Morrowind. Last time we finished poking around what there is in the Seyda area to be poked around at, and this episode we're going to start off with playing with Alchemy for a little bit, and then we will finally start to make our way towards Pelagiad, and eventually from there to the main quest. Won't that be exciting? So we're outside our home, and really we want to go into it. So let's do that. Let's turn around the right way though. I'm pretty sure I left a bunch of stuff in here. Yes, I did. Ugh, cats. Don't think I left anything else anywhere. I think I just dumped it all in there. So, Alchemy. Various bits of alchemy equipment have various bits of function. The mortar and pestle is the bit which does the actual alchemy stuff. The calcinator, the alembic, and the retort make effects stronger. One makes positive effects stronger in positive potions. One makes negative effects weaker in positive potions, and one makes poison stronger in poison potions. I don't remember which is which offhand, and I didn't think to look it up. Besides, despite them being absolutely useless to everyone except the player if they want to poison themselves, people will still buy poisons, and the more poisonous they are, the more money they'll pay you for them. Maybe NPCs can slip them to people. Who knows? I certainly can't. So anyway, to start, you drop the mortar and pestle on yourself. Now, can I expand this a bit? Oh, I can. That's handy. So I'm not cutting things off. So, let's see. Do I have any bloat? I hope I can spell it properly. Oh, I have to look, don't I? Just not searching ingredients. Acantha, black tourmaline. Naturally. Wouldn't want to actually just scroll through a bunch, would we? That'd be far too handy. Listerine, I have one bloat. Okay, it's a start. Bloat. I know I've got some. I have some ash salt. Do I have ash yam? Ash yam. Good. And I'm pretty sure I picked up a scrib jelly somewhere. Moon sugar. Scamp skin. Scathe claw. Scrib jelly. This is the cheats potion. There's no other way to put it. It boosts both your intelligence and your willpower. It'll stack. You make 20, you drink 20, you have stats that are ridiculous. You make 2 or 3, you drink 2 or 3, then you make another 2 or 3, and because intelligence and luck go into your potion quality, suddenly the next batch is better, and you repeat, and you repeat, and you repeat, and pretty soon you've got a potion that will give you god-level stats for like 90 hours of playtime. They didn't even begin to consider trying to make alchemy balance. I might at some point do it just to show it off when I have better access to the right vendors that can let me buy unlimited amounts of all 3 of these things. At the moment I just have 1 set, and that'll do for making it anyway. Well, it didn't work, but that's because my alchemy is currently rubbish. So that's probably one of the core exploit potions. We'll just see what we've got going on for the other stuff. Let's check things we've got a lot of. Water walking and paralyze. Poison. Damage health. Mind drain fatigue. Yeah, this interface isn't super awesome. So maybe I'm not going to do it that way just yet. Because it'll be a lot of screwing around. And again, I don't have to make you sit through it, do I? That's a good point. I have some Combury. Don't think I want Asham with Combury though. Combury, do I have a Frost Salt? Figs, fire petal, flatbreads. Flatbreads, I don't have a Frost Salt. I'm pretty sure I should have some Hound Meat. That's a potion of reflect magic effects. That's useful if it lands. Frost Salt and Combury gives you a potion of Restore Magicka, which is obviously very nice indeed. So I think what I'm going to do is just speed things up from around here a bit. Because I need to make as many things as I can to get my strength, get my alchemy skill up, and it's going to take a while. So there's no point making you sit through that. So I'll just speed through this next bit. Right, so I've spent a bit of time making some potions. I've probably spent too much time making some potions, because it's been about 25 minutes. I've put on a bunch of levels of alchemy. I've wasted a lot of ingredients. I've done a lot of things in very inefficient manner. And purists, I'm sure, would be screaming at me if things were slowed down enough to be clearly visible. I'll have called out a few interesting potions during the process. I'll make sure I slow down a bit just to sort of let people see that they exist. And I've put the stuff back in the basket, which took a depressing amount of time. I need to find a mod that lets me like shift click into one container or something like that. I'm surprised, or maybe there's a key binding and I just don't know it. But either way, so far so good, I guess. I have a bunch of potions now, as you can see. All those flasks just appearing out of thin air. And I'll have to go and sell them at some point fairly soon because they weigh a fair amount. But in the meantime, I can also put most of my alchemy equipment away. Oh, it's a shit thing, is it? I didn't know that. Interesting. Misc them. I'm going to keep the mortar and pestle on me because that's all you actually need for starting to do some alchemy in a pinch. So if I have some ingredients again, then that'll be useful at that point. But for the moment, these things weigh a little bit, and it's better to not lug them around all the time unless you need to. The better quality of the set is the less it weighs, which is nice. So I guess let's go and sell some stuff to Aril. And see if he has anything to buy. Oh, actually I forgot. I leveled up alchemy enough that I have a new level to take. And I was going to wait until you were back to take that. So I'll do that. Give me a mo. Don't know why I'm doing it indoors other than just why not, I suppose. Let's have a rest. So you can see from the +3 availability to intelligence, I probably put on 5 or 6 levels of alchemy. I didn't track it very closely, which is dumb of me. But, you know, I suppose you're used to that by now. I'll take +3 strength, and then the inevitable point of luck. Level 4. How nice. I didn't do any training that level. And I've got a couple of bars of start into the next level as well. So I should probably make sure that I actually do that. Spend a bit of money on training on stuff that I'm not going to be in any danger of leveling, so that when my level up comes, I have some stats to take that are useful. And as I said before, I think at the moment my primary interest is getting the mental stats up to 40. So with that said, I think my goal for the immediate future then is go to Rill, sell some stuff, take the oh my god, brains. Hello, someone must attack me. Oh, script friend. Say it ain't so. Script can paralyze you, in case you're wondering. This has been quite paralyzing, it's quite efficient. Can't even get an attack animation off. I assume it's blighted. No, just really annoyed. Oh well. Alas, poor Scribby. We hardly knew you. Yeah, take the Silt Strider to Balmora, sign up with the Mages Guild, sign up with the Fighters Guild, get some training in, probably sign up with the Thieves Guild as well, and then after that head down to Pelagia, down the back road before doing anything else in Balmora. It doesn't really matter how you progress through the game, obviously, but just in my mind, it's always felt tidier to go Seyda, Neen, Pelagia, Balmora for questing. Don't think you had any spells I actually wanted, did you? Absorb stat. That could be useful later. Blah blah blah. Yeah, no. I'll think about it. Maybe if I need to drop some money on you. So what do you have that's magical? You have some arrows, a viper axe, firebrand, more arrows, another axe. I sold that to you. I sold that to you as well, yes. So you have some stuff I flogged you. Fair enough. How about potions? Booze, Potion of Shadow, Fortify Luck, Resist Disease, Cure Blight, Cure Common, Detect, Dispel, Shine, Cure Disease, more booze, cheap, Restore Luck, Bark Restore Health, Fortify Health, Clarity, Strength. Fortify potions aren't that useful. Not unless you've made them yourself so that they're game breaking anyway. At which point they're great, obviously. And scrolls. Still got some intervention, so that's okay. Don't really need a 60-point unhinging. We've got a couple of those. Those are very useful. We'll buy a couple more of those. That was also very useful. Buy a couple more of those. And I guess that's if I'm going in for a tough fight, that'll be useful. Right, let's sell you some books. Not Caius's package. On Oblivion, what is that? That you can have. That you can have. That you can have. Already almost run you out of money. Oh no, that's okay. I've still got 100 to go. What do you think I'm buying? Oh, those things. Of course I am. What am I talking about? You can have all of this crap then. Anything with a sell value anyway. This list of smuggler caves might be useful at some point. These are all things we just picked up because the weight value was reasonable. And or they were skill books that we've used. Rose, Luna Lorcan, Wildflowers of Vardenfell. I did have some moon sugar on me, but I turned it into a potion. Wow, I've picked up a lot of actual just trash along the way. You can have these dead slaughterfish. I'm sure they'll be delicious. Is there any stuff else that I just want to get rid of because it's cluttering me and doesn't have any sell value? Plate. More plates. I'll push you over the edge. But I'm sure I can find another scroll to buy to make up for it. There's silverware that I just bought because I could. Skulls I might just leave on your desk as a present. Because, I mean, I'm sure you really want a bunch of skulls just lying around. Because, you know, who wouldn't? I'm a skeleton, basically useless, but it'll bring the price down a bit. Same with it, Unduce's unhinging, I can do most of that myself, but... Right, okay, that'll help reduce the weight of stuff a bit. Now, potions. You can have that. Anything I make at the moment is probably going to be bargain for the most part. I'll keep the Restore Strength just in case. Poison of Burden. Fortify Fatigue, but burden me. Yeah, you can have those. Not the world's greatest potion, that. Cerulate Brandy I'm storing. Detect Animal. I'm never going to want that. As you can see, already the money is just kind of rolling in from this nonsense. I don't mind buying scrolls because they're very light. So, even if you don't need them, they don't get in the way very much. Potions are a good bit heavier for the amount of money they cost. That was my brandy. Drain attribute, personality, drain fatigue, drain fatigue, drain fatigue, drain fatigue, more drain fatigue. All these poisons. You've almost run out of cash again, haven't you all been? Feather, I'll keep that just in case. Shopkeeper, restore luck, that's worth it. Restore endurance, that's worth it. Fortify speed, 20 points for a minute. Okay. 21 points. Not so bad, really. Levitate I'm definitely hanging on to. You never know when that's going to get you out of a pickle. What's this one? Feather? Oh yeah, I decided to keep that, didn't I? Detect enchantment. I mean, when you know there's something there and you can't find it, that isn't totally unhelpful. Reflect, that's useless. Okay, that'll do. Okay. Thank you very much, old chap. I might be back to see you. You don't have very much money, but you do have excellent disposition.
Quickly, Outlander, or go away.
Yeah, I'm working on it. An excellent disposition is useful in a merchant. Our disposition there is up to 99. Ariel really loves us. We've sorted out his horrifying Nord problem, we've helped his mate, and we've brought a lot of business his way, so, you know, he's a big fan, we're a good customer. And that can be useful when you want to fence stuff. I mean, not fence because it's stolen, just fence because you want to get rid of it. But he is limited by his 800 gold, so we have to want to buy some of his scrolls, really. They should refresh the same scrolls each time, so you know, a lot of those are always going to be fairly useful, and you can always sell them on to someone else later if you want to. So let's go to Balmora. Hello, Balmora. I love Balmora. It is such a well put together and interestingly designed place with genuinely odd architecture. If Seyda Neen feels like coming home, then Balmora was the moment when I really felt that I'd stepped into something a bit alien. Then of course I spent hours bouncing all over the place because I had already trained my athletics quite a lot. Acrobatics rather. And it's possible to bounce around from rooftop to rooftop and just parkour. This place is great for parkouring like a maniac, basically. So this is the Thieves. This is the Thieves. Slip of the tongue. Mages Guild. Hello, Mages Guild.
Well, Outlander, I'm Ranus Athris, head of the Mages Guild here in Balmora. Were you looking to join the Mages Guild?
Yes, Ranus, I was. If you'll have me, I would love to join the Mages Guild. Yes, you look like the sort we could use in the Mages Guild. I don't know why I'm thick as mustard still. Will you take the Mage's Oath and join the guild? Yes, I will. You are now a member of the Mages Guild. Welcome, associate. When you're ready, you can ask for duties to perform, and once you're ready, you can ask about advancement in the guild. If you're curious about the privileges your rank gives you, ask about faction ranks. Oh, there's a thought. Do we now have to get to certain ranks before we can use trainers? As an associate of the Mages Guild, you have access to most beds as well as the supply chests. As you progress through the guild's ranks, more items will be available to you. For now, you should see a Jira in the Balmora or Edwina Aldrun for duties. Okay. Oh, you said goodbye already. Will you train me? No. Okay, so we're going to have to do some chores for everyone before we can get any training, probably. Let's just check another person downstairs. Hopefully we can use the teleporter. Otherwise, my plan is going to have to be revised. Oh, you will train me. Good. Mysticism will be good, thank you. Willpower, perfect. Mysticism, yes.
What, are you deaf? No interruptions, I can't think.
Not interrupting you, I'm feeding you money, like a horrifying slot machine that vends out talent. Wow, that'd be a really popular machine, wouldn't it? You know, you just sort of feed in 50 quid and suddenly you're better at going to sleep at night. Man, I spent all of my money at that, even as just like 0.1% per activation. I think it started at 5, so I'm wasting brain power there. I will talk to people properly at some point, but for the moment there's a couple of things I'm just looking to do, like train up some stats so that the next level up is more effective. And if I can find them, find a couple of utility spells that will be handy for making magic with. You're an enchanter. You're a rando. I think you do some stuff. Destruction. Willpower. Duration. Willpower. Illusion. Personality. How about an int
You have my attention.
that isn't load-bearing? Alteration. Yes, goodbye.
Looking for something in particular?
Can I travel with you? Okay, that's good news. So now I can use the mage
Teleportation is the only civilized way to travel.
teleport pads. I agree with you. It is. But it's not the most fun, is it? Because let's be honest, civilized and fun don't necessarily overlap perfectly. But none of you are going to give me anything to train my int, are you, immediately? Do you have anything? Alchemy is int, but that's a leveling thing. Unarmored speed. Well, let's say goodbye for now. Nope, I'm off to run away. Sorry. Now let's try the fighters next door.
Yes.
Yes, Idis.
Speak up, Scuttlebutt. You want to join the Fighters Guild? I'm the steward here in Balmora.
Do I ever? You look like you could take care of yourself. Before I sign you up, you want to look at the Fighters Guild Charter. You ready to sign up now? I'm ready. You are now Sire the Associate in the Fighters Guild. Work hard, follow orders, you'll do just fine. Seek me out if you feel you're ready for advancement. If you're curious about the privileges that your rank gives you, ask me about faction ranks. No. But I will see if anyone here will train me in anything useful. Armor, strength, not untempting. Endurance, strength. Those are all potentially useful. Block, agility. Medium armor and long blade are skills that are in my class. I don't want to train those. At least, not at the moment. You don't have anything.
What is this regarding, Redguard?
Neither do you.
Yes, madam.
You're empty unless needed bedroom. This is the training hall. You do some training. Speed. Athletics, speed.
You want something?
Training, hand-to-hand, speed. Well, I'll take some hand-to-hand, I guess.
Speak freely, friend.
Yeah, I'm looking to feed you some money too. It's a bit weird the way you keep bouncing around. I guess they kind of download a bunch of information into you and then you stand there stunned for a while. But then by the time you come around, they've moved off somewhere because you're boring just standing there being poleaxed or something. Okay, fine. And the thieves are in one of the corner clubs.
Oh, out.
I think South Wall Corner Club, isn't it? Which I think is also where I'm supposed to ask about Caius, if I remember correctly. So, let's see if we can kill a couple of birds. This is the south wall. Maybe that's the South Wall Corner Club, though, and I've gone around in a circle. Or maybe that's where the Morag Tong hang out. Do I mean Morag Tong?
I have no time for you, Red God.
Kimono Tong is what I mean. Yeah. The Kimono Tong are just one of the scum of the game. They're not a faction that I have a mod to do anything with. They're just like a local gang, basically. They don't like people. They don't like you.
Someone should teach you some manners.
And I'm sure they will. I think.
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
Why do you approach?
I do want to join the Thieves Guild, Habasi. Please let me join the Thieves Guild. I'm very larcenous. You look like you may have some skill. You want to join? Or maybe you want to know what we're all about. I know I've ignored the rules each time, but what they boil down to is don't steal from members, don't kill members, and do what you're told. And that's the same for all the guilds. There aren't really any differences. You are now a toad in the Thieves Guild. Welcome, Sister Syra. Talk to me when you want some odd jobs to do and when you think you're ready for advancement. If you have a price on your head, there are those you can talk to as well. If you are curious about the privileges your rank gives you, ask me about faction ranks. Again, the ranks are all pretty much the same too in the main guilds. Yeah, now there's a clash between the Thieves Guild and the Fighters Guild. Personality in Alchemy, that's kind of handy. Personality would be useful.
Outlander, can I be of service to you?
The Thieves Guild and Fighters Guild don't play nicely with each other. Chironeer, hello. That's a bad sign. How about if I talk to someone else? Okay, maybe Chironeer's just bugged. I'll leave them alone. Okay, you are not speaking to my level yet.
Questions again.
Okay. Yeah, Chironeer's just bugged out. I don't even know if they're a modded PC or not. I don't remember. As I was kind of hinting towards, but didn't really get to, there's a clash between the Fighters Guild and the Thieves Guild, and well, I suppose I'll have a look. Staff of Shaming, Ring of Fruitful Enterprise. Tempting. Kind of tempting for that money. Okay, thank you. I will buy a ring that makes you a worse merchant. Sure, bring it on. Will you bring it down a notch? You will, thank you. What a pleasure. Yeah, so if you take the Thieves Guild, if you take the Fighters Guild all the way through, you can no longer complete the Thieves Guild. It is possible to complete the Thieves Guild and then the Fighters Guild, but you have to leap through some hoops. But then again, this incompatibility might have been patched out a bit in this pack. I remember a vague memory of that. And I suppose since we're collecting memberships, we might as well go say hello to Caius as well.
My time is precious.
Uncle Caius. Everyone's favourite skooma-rattled weirdo Morrowind daddy. Hey Caius. Say hello to Caius, everybody.
I'm just an old man with a skooma problem. What do you want?
Psst. The Emperor sent me. You shirtless hunk of aging man meat. What? Yes, I'm Caius Casades. What do you mean, report to Caius Casades? What are you talking about? I am talking about report to Caius Casades. So, you say your name is Seyda and you've been told to report to me and deliver a package. Perhaps you'll let me look at it. Yes. Yes, very interesting. So it says here the Emperor wants me to make you a novice in the blades, and that means you'll be following my orders. Are you ready to follow my orders, Seyda? Yes. Yes, I am. Good. Welcome to the service, novice Seyda. Now you belong to the blades. We're the Emperor's eyes and ears in the provinces. You can use my bed if you need to rest, but leave my personal stuff alone unless I say otherwise. If you like, you can improve your modest skills with our blades trainers now, or if you're in a hurry, I can give you your orders right away. But don't forget to visit the blades trainers. What do we have for training? These blades agents offer training, not free of course, but cheap for a fellow agent. Look for Rithleen, Tamriel and Ninetoes here in Balmora. In Caldera, see Saran Liarian. In Aldrun, see Gildan. Shorvar Horsemouth lives in a hut west of Aldrun, and Alone the Scout can be found at Ariel's trade house in Seyda Neen. I also know of a few blades traders on the mainland if you ever find yourself there. Idra Uvalin lives in Firewatch, and you can find Aquilinius at the Ebon Tower in Old Ebon Heart. And Dure has a house in Anderthren. There may be other agents working on the mainland, but these are all you need to know about right now. Tell me about the ones here in Balmora, will you? Tell me about Rithleen. Warrior Rithleen lives 2 houses west. Tell me about Tamriel. Healer Tamriel lives 2 houses south, downstairs. And Ninetoes? To get to Hunter Ninetoes, leave my door facing south, which is about the only way you can do it. Go right, down the steps, then turn left and head south, looking for his door on your left. Okay. Let's check in on them and see what they have to offer quickly. 2 houses west, 2 houses south, then right down the steps, left and then south. Let's do that first while I'm remembering it. Right down the steps, left, head south. Oh, that's Rithleen, fine. Ninetoes. Hey, buddy. You in-house? Yes.
The traveler seeks answers.
Welcome, novice Seyda. Ninetoes is my name. Hunter is my trade. I'd be happy to share a little advice or Morrowind lore with a fellow blade. Or maybe you'd like to catch up on the latest rumours. I'll be doing all of this when we actually come and start doing Balmora properly. Balmora is your first deep hub in the game. I want to do Pelagiad before that. I just want to see what the training that we can get is at the moment. Skills to train: athletics, speed, illusion, personality, sneak, agility. All useful. Illusion's going to be a good way to start building some personality up, and it is a useful school of magic. So as you can see, with all the various trainers there are around... Hello, friend.
I'm right here.
Welcome, novice Seyda. Rithleen is my name. Warrior is my trade. I'd be happy to share a little advice or Morrowind lore with a fellow blade. Maybe you'd like to catch up on the latest rumours. What do you do? Long blade, block, agility. I mean, handy. Still nothing that'll train my int, although I do have this next level up covered at this point anyway. And this should be the warrior, right? Tamriel.
Alright, I'm intrigued. Go ahead.
You have a Scottish accent. Welcome, novice Seyda. Tamriel is my name. Healer is my trade. I'd be happy to share a little advice or Morrowind lore with a fellow blade. Maybe you'd like to catch up on the latest rumours. Enchant. Ah, there we go. Ping, ping, ping. Thank you. 1, 2. I know I spent some money on training something in the Fighters Guild. I may forego my usual point of luck this next time around, or I may let the spare 5 slip, depends on how it's going. I knew one of the blades had something for intelligence. Well, I'm out of money. How shocking. Well, I'll be back once I've stolen and flogged some more stuff. I know it probably hasn't been much of an episode, but I'm like past an hour and 10 minutes here, and there's going to be a lot to wade through on the compositing. So, with your forbearance, I'm going to leave it here, I think. We've joined all of the core factions of the game now. There's a lot of other side factions you can join, and I will do. But the blades for the main quest, then the mages and the fighters. Sorry about the pinging, I forgot to disable my alarm system. The blades, the mages, the fighters, and the thieves are the big cornerstone factions that it does you well to get good with. I will look into the pack and see whether I have to do the thieves before progressing past a certain point in the Fighters Guild, or whether that's been patched a bit so as to make things more player friendly in that regard. But next time I'm going to head to Pelagiad, now that I've got my level up sorted for next time, and we'll poke around Pelagiad and see who there is to talk to and do the things we need to do, and maybe get a decent conversation with Anasi because we're thieves now, and just generally, poke around, make friends, solve problems, cause problems, murder people, rob some tombs, good stuff. Until then, have a nice time, and I'll see you soon.